Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex. This is Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Arsenal. Before we do anything more, please, before we get started, if you haven't done so yet, get down there in the corner and smash that like and subscribe button. You'll be doing me a big favor. Thank you. Thanks. Hopefully, you're all staying cool. Uh, Today, Thursday, the 20th of June into tomorrow, the 21st, probably the most unbearable day we've had all week. Last couple of days, we've had some cloud cover that has kept the highs down in the 80s, but with that sun beaming down today and not much of a breeze, it's pretty brutal out there. I've told you before, just stay hydrated. If you have any elderly neighbors, check up on them. Keep an eye on the pets, kids. Everybody drink a lot of water, and we'll get through this. I think we've just got a couple of more days or so of it. Weekend does look cooler. So, possibility, too. We could have some bad storms later on. That's all we need, huh? All right. I'm going to make this a short show because of that. And take me 15 minutes or so. We'll get this out of here. Let's get started. Time Out Overtime is sponsored in part by Frank Beck Chevrolet on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. If it's time for a new-to-you vehicle, let the sales professionals at Beck's help you choose the right vehicle. New or pre-owned, Beck's has the top selection in the tri-state area with over 200 vehicles in stock. Stop by and see for yourself, and when you're ready, ask for Russ McMurdy, Chris Otis, Danny Smith, Adam Schaefer, Blake Bryant, Cameron Mincio, Bob Flynn, or their newest sales professional, Peyton Lucas. Get on there and say hi to Peyton. Their newest sales professional. The service pros at Beck's can fix it. When it comes to service on your new-to-you vehicle, Beck's can fix that right up for you. Any make, any model, Ford or domestic, Beck's can fix it. And if you have a bit of a crunch or fender bender, Beck's Body Shop, they put it back together looking just as good as new. So for all your automotive needs, look no further than Frank Beck Chevrolet on N99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. That's at 517-849-2886 or on the web at frankbeckchevy.com. Come and experience the Frank Beck difference. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. I got to get some water in me here, or I'm not going to make it. Excuse me just a second. Fine. Oh, please stay hydrated. That's all we can do. All right. Quickly on the Tigers, they're coming off of a 1-5 road trip to Houston and Atlanta. In the 3-game series in Atlanta, they scored a combined 2 runs in the 3 games. 1 run Monday, 1 run Tuesday, and they got shut out yesterday. 3 games that they didn't. In other words, they didn't even average 3 runs for the 3 games. Very sad. They're fading fast. They're 34-40. Obviously solidly entrenched in 4th place in the American League Central. 13 games out, and they're 6.5 right now out of a wild card. Kansas City and Minnesota are tied right now for that. Well, they would be the 2 of the 3 wild card teams right now because I think they're tied. The other wild card right now would be the Orioles. So if the season ended today, the 3 wild card teams would be the Orioles, Twins, and the Royals. It's probably the last time I'm going to mention the Tigers and wild card together in the same sentence because that's not going to happen for them. Very, very disheartening. It's going to be a long summer at Comerica Park. I can tell you that for a fact right now. Not much new to report on the Lions. Maybe we'll get to this in the next couple of shows. CBS did come out with the top rated 100 players in the NFL. And the Lions had 7 men on that list. So when I get a chance the next few days, we'll talk about that, and I'll tell you who those players are. Of course, the big news before we get to the Pistons, I want to mention, as you know, the passing of Willie Mays passed away a few days ago at the age of 93. No, will forever be known for an iconic catch that he made in the World Series in the Polo Grounds. Still an unbelievable catch, and I believe the announcer was a fellow by the name of Jack Brickhouse, and he described it as what must have been an optical illusion to everybody that was there and saw it, or whoever was watching on TV. It was an unbelievable catch. If you get a chance, you can get it up on YouTube. But he had 660 home runs, career home runs, 3,300 hits, 24-time All-Star, matched the number on his uniform. The Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays, gone at the age of 93. All right, B. Willie. Okay, before I talk about the Pistons here, I want to put in a good word for a good man. As you've heard me say before, without his assistance, I wouldn't be doing this show right now. I certainly didn't have the technical knowledge to set all this up. That would be Tim Lindley at Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale at 37 Waldron Street. Pardon me, that's a couple hundred feet west of Howell Street. For any technical needs you have, folks, get in there and see Tim or his assistant, Zach. Whatever it is, they'll take good care of you. You won't find any more knowledgeable technicians in our area. Computers, new or used. Maybe your computer now needs some work done on it. They'll fix it right up. Maybe you're just bought a new flat screen smart TV. You need it mounted and programmed. They'll take care of that for you. No problem. Whatever it is. Maybe you're changing internet providers. Pardon me. You need that hooked up for you. They'll take care of that. Anything at all. Printers, new or used. Get over there and see them. Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale. Once again, that's at 37 Waldron Street at 517-610-5372. Or better still, get in there, as I said, to 37 Waldron Street. And see them, see Tim and Zach. And when you do, if you could remember, please tell them Rick sent you. Thanks. Appreciate it. Well, as you know, I haven't heard by now. The Pistons announced yesterday, it was right about noontime yesterday, that with 5 years and $65 million left on his contract, that the Pistons had indeed fired Monty Williams after a 14-68 season. I think what happened here was we still have not had an official press conference introducing Trajan Langdon, the new president of basketball operations, yet. Nothing. Gores, in a statement, said we are unwavering in our commitment to bring a championship caliber team to Detroit. We will be diligent and swift in our search for a new head coach to lead our exciting young core players, and we'll continue our vision towards building a best-in-class front office that will help us achieve sustainable success. I think Gores is the problem. Here's what I think happened, and I'll explain this more Saturday morning. I think what we do know is this, that Langdon had several meetings with Williams and his staff. And maybe after the second or third meeting, Langdon may have seen a red flag go up or something. But according to the article here in the Free Press, it was Gores's call, and ESPN is saying that this is impossible. How can this be? How can you bring Langdon and tell him he's got control over everything, and then you turn around and fire the coach after he just had several meetings with him? No, it didn't happen that way, believe me. I think what happened was Langdon went to Gorse after he had several meetings with Williams and saw a red flag come up or something, but he simply told him, I don't think this is the guy we want leading us forward. And that's when Gorse decided to make the announcement. I think this was Langdon's call, though. And we've seen this happen before in any walk of life. You get called in for an initial interview. Maybe a week or two later, you get called back for a second interview, maybe even a third interview. A red flag comes up or something, and the employer or a person doing the interview simply decides, I think we're going to go in a different direction. I think that's what happened. But with the draft, the NBA draft coming up next week, pardon me, we have yet to see an introductory press conference. There are a lot of questions to be asked. Now, Pistons have the number 5 pick. They've got more cap money than anybody to work with. And this year, like I said, they're picking 5. There's not a lot of disparity in terms of talent between 1 and 5. That's why they do their due diligence and do their homework. I think they can get a decent player. What are you going to do? What are you going to do in free agency with all this cap money too? And a lot of questions got to be answered yet. Hopefully, I would have to assume between now and the draft, they're going to publicly come out and say something. Anyway, list of coaching candidates. I put together a list of coaching candidates here, who I think would be a good fit here. Some more than others, but James Barango of the Pelicans, wouldn't mind seeing him here. J.B. Bickerstaff, formerly the Cavaliers, I think he'd be a good fit. Chris Quinn, Miami Heat assistant. Sam Cassell, Boston Celtics assistant. I had J.D. Redick on the list, and then looks like he's going to the Lakers, so I think we can cross him off of that list, and I'll do that right now. Mark Jackson. I'd like to see Mark Jackson here. How about Jeff Van Gundy? He's 62 years old, but and he's been a TV commentator, color guy for a good many years. At one time, he was a pretty good coach with the Knicks. Nate Oakes. How about Juwan Howard? Oh, yeah, well, Tom Izzo. And last but not least, Becky Hammond. Yeah, I said Becky Hammond, the assistant coach under Greg Popovich in San Antonio. I think one day you will see a female head coach in the NBA. I probably won't see it, but I think one day you will see an assistant, not an assistant, but a head coach in the NBA, female. And Becky Hammond right now, I guess with everything I'm hearing, they're very happy with her down there. I doubt very much they'll bring her in for an interview. And of everybody on this list, my choice, if you ask me what my choice would be, it would be Sam Cassell, Boston Celtics assistant coach. He's only 54. I think he could relate to these younger players. Apparently, what happened was, too, during the course of the conversations that Langdon was having with Monty Williams, talked about Jaden Ivey coming off the bench as opposed to starting in favor of Killian Hayes, who was later waived. Just, a number of other things. They did not play defense very well. So apparently, Williams was taken a little bit by surprise by this announcement yesterday. But I think what happened was Langdon went to Gorse and said, you know what, after talking to the guy for a few times, I don't think this is going to work out. So we better go in another direction, try to find somebody else. That's what I think happened. That's what I hope happened. And I'm pretty sure it did happen. So that's about it. We're going to get out of here. I'll talk to you again sometime Saturday. don't forget the Time Out Show every Saturday morning here locally on WCSR 92.1 FM. Harrison James will be sitting in this Saturday for Andy. Jed won't be there either. They're deserting me. But Harrison and I will do our best to bring you up to snuff on what's going on around here. Okay? Until then, again, please stay cool, stay hydrated, be careful. Like I said, if you have elderly neighbors, check up on them. If you don't have any AC in your house, take a book, go on down to the senior center, spend the day down there. Yeah, stay safe, stay hydrated. So, okay, we'll talk to you again on Saturday. Have a good evening, everybody.